Okay, let's start. First of all, I would like to welcome you to Alicante. We had our very first training school. Sorry. We had our very first training school here in Alicante in September 2021, just after the pandemic. And now we have the final event. I would have liked to have a bigger event, but you know, I had some health issues lately, so I couldn't be on board for the last month. In fact, I'm out of service even right now. But I wanted to give you a few words. So we have prepared a program. You know, this is a joint conference of two of the projects, two European projects that I coordinate. visuAAL, that is the one that most of you are involved in, and then GoodBrother, that is a construction. The agenda is divided into two different sections. Today, the researchers that have been doing their PhDs in visuAAL, they will present part of the research, and then from tomorrow we will have speakers from the GoodBrother construction. Some logistics. We will have lunch just quite close in the building, more or less in front of this one. And dinner today, it's by the marina, and I think tomorrow also, but in a different place. Both days are by the marina. For the people coming from visuAAL, everything is paid. For the people coming from GoodBrother, as you have the daily allowance, then you will have to pay. I don't know how that was organized, in fact, but just for you to know, if someone has a voucher and then some others they don't have it, it's just because each one of the projects are managed in a different way. Okay, I just want to avoid any issue with that. Okay, I hope you enjoy the weather. I know some of you got hotel rooms looking at the beach, not here at the Villa Universitaria. So yeah, and the food, and I hope, I don't know if you are going to stay for some more days after you finish after we finish. But you know, the local festival starts on the 20th, so that will be our last day. On the last day, we will go to the Mascletà at 2 p.m. So for those staying on the 20th, we will go at 2 p.m., quite warm or hot at that time, to the Mascletà. That is one of demonstration of huge firecrackers in the city center. I think it's a good experience to have it. Probably I will not attend it because of my health, but then those that are part of the management committee of GoodBrother, we will continue there with our meeting. I will repeat this tomorrow. So before starting with the presentations of our researchers, I would like to. I have prepared a short presentation about the visuAAL project for those who are not involved in the project, or for those who maybe in the future would like to apply for a Marie Curie project. So this is a Marie Curie, Marie Sklodowska-Curie innovative training network. Now they are called differently. They are called doctoral networks, I think. It started in September 2020. They usually run for 4 years. We had many issues at the very beginning recruiting people, particularly because of COVID. Some of them had problems with getting their visas, so we have extended the project until February 2025. You have there the website, and what ITNs, what they do is to support research training or doctoral programs with partnerships between universities, research institutes, industry, SMEs, etc. With the idea of creating the next generation of leaders in research. So it's, I think, hundreds of master's students or applied for visuAAL, and eventually we selected 15, that then some of them have gone, and then we have selected 2 more, I think. So yeah, these are the objectives or innovative training networks. In particular, our visuAAL is led by 5 universities in which the researchers are enrolled. University of Alicante, that is the coordinator, and then the Technical University of Vienna, Stockholm University, Aachen University, and Trinity College in Dublin. And then there are a large set of other organizations that collaborate with the training, either participating in training schools, hosting our researchers in secondments, etc. And here you can see the list that all the partner organizations that have contributed to our program. And you can see there are from universities, associations of users, SMEs, big companies. So we have a diverse set of partner organizations. So eventually we are about 20 partners, in fact, in the visuAAL project. So what was the idea about visuAAL? So the main idea is that cameras are the main sensor to monitor people or environments when we are talking about public spaces. We can find cameras almost everywhere, maybe not in Spain, but if you go to the UK, you will see cameras almost everywhere, in train stations, in the streets, supermarkets, etc. However, when we move to private spaces, there are no cameras. People or developers, they substitute cameras by other sensors like presence sensors, panic alarms, sensors in mattresses, or magnetic sensors in drawers, doors, or windows. So from our perspective, these sensors are what we call binary sensors. They say yes or no to something. So for instance, there is a person in the room, yes or no. The fridge is open, yes or no. So the quality of the data that you obtain is of lower quality. However, on the research area, we are seeing more and more that cameras are used. And not only that, also we can see that more cameras can be bought in any off-the-shelf anywhere and quite cheap, 30, 35 euros, 40 euros. You can buy cameras to install them at home. And we are developing, as researchers, lots of different applications using cameras like for fall detection and prevention, recognition of ADLs, activities of daily living, behavior, physiological monitoring, rehabilitation, food intake monitoring, gait analysis, social robotics. So there is a bunch of different applications that we as researchers we develop, but they are not reaching the market, particularly because of the user concerns that their privacy is affected somehow. So the aim of visuAAL was to bridge the gap between the user requirements and the appropriate and secure use of cameras to develop AEL solutions to support active and healthy aging. So we have worked in different areas. We have worked in the ethical, legal, privacy and societal aspects. We have worked on the development of video-based AEL technologies. We have worked on how to preserve privacy using cameras. So here you have the objectives of visuAAL, but mainly is to train these initial 15 researchers in this transdisciplinary research, providing cross-sectoral. They have been maybe doing secondments in the industry or in users' organizations, provide them with transferable skills such as proposal writing, teaching, dissemination, exploitation, public engagement, etc. So just for you to know, I'm not going to talk in detail about each one of them because most of them will have their presentations later, but just for you to know that they come from different countries, very different profiles, and they have worked together in projects to advance in this ethical use of cameras for assisted living. So here you see Katerina and Sofia. They have masters in applied cognitive psychology, so they are psychologists. So in Aachen, in Germany, they focus on studying users' acceptance of these technologies. In Stockholm, they are lawyers, so they have a background in international law or information and communication technology law, and they are doing their projects related to the legal aspects of using these technologies. At Trinity, the focus is more on health aspects, so they either have on psychology or physiotherapy, and Hassan, who was not able to come here but he will present online later, it's more on technological aspects on vision and robotics. In Vienna, the profile is more on the technological aspects, on developing video-based AEL solutions, and here you see backgrounds in robotics or industrial engineering. And here in Alicante, we have two researchers working on technological aspects with background in robotics and signal processing, and one researcher doing her PhD on user acceptance, also with background in psychology and neuroscience. So here you can see all these different backgrounds working together towards the same objective. And as you will see later, one of the things that I'm proud of is that they have collaborated, so they have joint research works, so having technological, psychological aspects, etc. So they have received, as I said before, academic and training and skills training. So we had training schools and a skills school all these years on, for instance, as an example, it was particularly interesting, the training school on video-based AEL applications in Vienna in March 2022. in which researchers with background in psychology, health, communication, law, they had to learn about deep learning, supervised learning, semi-supervised, all these kind of aspects that I suppose in no other doctoral program they would get. They got it here, so it's that was very, very interesting. Then we have organized 3 doctoral seminars through the years, in which the researchers presented their progress in their PhDs. Then we had a career day, so to discuss possible future pathways for the researchers. That was the last event that we had. And then, as I said before, they have done secondments in the industry, either 1 or 2 industry or other universities or users organizations. They have had at least 1 secondment during their PhDs. And just to finish, I would like to show you some of the outcomes so that you could see what they have been publishing. I try to put one paper of each one of them or different topics. So you see here about SEED, about visual privacy preservation, Kushan about skin segmentation, Victor about egocentric vision, Irene about video-based assistance to people with dementia. Here, Sichen about anonymization and pseudonymization in EU data protection law. Maximilian, that he's sick, let's see if he can come later to present about how nudity is seen in the law. And then here some works more on psychological aspects or user acceptance. For instance, from Tamara about acceptance and privacy perceptions of video-based AEL technologies. Katerina about nudity and how it's seen by the users. Sophia about perceptions about trust, about the use of AEL. And here other works by Katarina and Tamara that were presented in major conferences or journals. So here you can see more or less how they have been working in different areas, but all of them working towards the use of AEL technologies. And here, sorry, I forgot, from Natalie, works more on acceptance of camera-based to self-management of multimorbidity and the future self-influence of all the people. So that was more or less a presentation of the whole visual program. And if you want some more information, here you have this. Let me. So here you have these links. If at some point you want to apply for an innovative training network, you know, the more experienced researchers, you can just contact me, and I've been contacted here at the University of Alicante many times to support other researchers in applications of Marie Curie proposals. So let's move to the program. I don't know who is first. So, as I said before, today the program is by our visual researchers, and you will see all these different aspects of that I mentioned before here in the presentations. So, John, will you come here to share this, or do you want me to share that I'm here?
Yes, I don't mind.
Okay, I will share it now, and then I'm in a, yeah. So next one is, so the first one is Irene Ballester. She's the only Spanish researcher in our visual program. She's doing her PhD in Vienna. So her talk is about measuring dementia behaviors through depth sensors. So I'm going to move to Victor.
So let's start with a little introduction and some basic definition that will give you an overview of what am I talking today. The presentation on my research is about the